Hello everyone, I'm Ismael Rodriguez. We are here another week of light languages and collective healing intentions. We are in the week 76 and we keep expanding the light languages in the world. Something I felt guided to do in 2019 in November. I had very clear from the messages I was getting from my guides that I had to bring it to the wall and create a space where everybody could talk, not only about light languages, but about anything really that they were experiencing during the transformation. And after 2 years, here we are. We still carry on with these groups. And I opened, later on, I opened another one for Spanish and Portuguese that is on Fridays. So if anyone is out there watching this video and you are a Spanish speaker, Portuguese speaker, you can come on Fridays. It's every Friday apart from the last ones, also every Thursday apart from the last Thursday of the month. Sometimes there are exceptions, and I will announce that in the Healing Humanity Facebook page, and also in my YouTube channel that is called Ismael A. Rodriguez, Light Languages and Hypnosis, or the other way around, Hypnosis and Light Languages. Anyway, saying this, I'm going to let Wesley introduce himself a little bit. If he wants to say whatever he wants to say, please, brother, go ahead.
Hi all. Yeah, I'm recording there from Ireland. Very grateful to be part of this crew. Yeah, Ishmael is an amazing human being. And all the people that actually land in here and that actually are part of the crew are lovely. They're always lovely. I feel it's a very safe and sacred space, and feel it's yeah, it's just basically very passionate for everybody who's here. Going to the light language. So I started speaking well, I thought it was 2011, but it was actually 2007. It's kind of funny because it's changing since 2007 in Australia. When I started speaking with a friend on the beach when we were drinking, and there was a crowd around us actually, but it kind of drew them in. But I noticed that we were telepathically communicating. But at the time, I was telepathically communicating with my brother anyway. At the time, from being as a child, so that wasn't really new to me. But then 2011, I started speaking. At first, it was kind of religious knowings. My voice started to change, so I was starting to really kind of work with like kind of really old English actually was starting to come out, and my whole knowingness started to change. But that started to transfer then again, because I felt that I didn't know, I never heard of anyone speaking it, or I didn't know of any. And I wasn't even just speaking, it was actually coming out through my words, my whole wording system, really. Especially as a child, like I used to be very shy for speaking as well. So as a kid, so it's funny, since I had awakening, it was the opposite. Can't shut me up. But it went to a stage that I started speaking. I kind of left that be, but I started to resurrect again. I started feeling called to do certain kind of workshops and stuff. But I got brought back to the room. So I started speaking, but I was actually galactic. So I was connecting with these galactic crews and then synchronizing information. And the funny thing then is that before I started working with energy, I suppose, I started receiving energy, and it came in through my sleep. I started just blowing, kind of my bone structure started to change, and just my whole way started to change. But which was very fascinating is once I started working with these energies, I was a mason by trade, so I'm basically a bricklayer, blocklayer, but I was working on old buildings in Toronto, so I was able to see things at a subatomic particle level, subatomic particle. So I'm seeing bricks dancing. So I'm seeing water water molecules dancing. So it's just not working with the lads that are mixing the mud. So consciously aware of, right, be nice, be like being as gentle as I can, because building site can be a war zone. Especially for me, being a background of a fighter, growing up being a fighter, is I try to be as neutral as possible in certain situations. So dealing with like, right, this is where the sand is being made, but it's connecting all to these parts, but then connecting the streets together. But then it was interconnected with actually star systems. So it got me to have that capacity of awareness that the intelligence that the ancients were working were root races, but they were working with star systems and they were working with that intelligence. So I'm very, very grateful to have got into that connection, into that field. And I was like, kind of pulled out of it. I was like, right, I'm into healing. I was like, even being asked to do certain healings, but I was like, oh, right, I'm being pulled out of to go into healing. But then it's actually working, right, I'm doing this, but it's working with it on the root level of like streets, fields, and then it's endless, but it just works through me. But yeah, it's vast. It could relate to First Nation teachings. It could relate to the teachings in India. It could relate to the shamanic ways. It could relate to the druid system. I think they're just all systems, so we're all connected to, and I think that's a part of all of us. And we're waking up. I feel that we're waking up, and this language, it's a language of the heart, and it's beyond mind. Even when I'm speaking, no, it's not my mind speaking. This is my human self. This is just it's just beyond my mind. But we are waking up, and it's heart intelligence, and we're starting to understand, connect with each other. So we're recognizing the self and the other. Like, I got this. I know this. I know this. I don't know this individual. I don't know that individual, and it's not saying there's learning still in that process, because there's many dynamics happening. Because I think there's certain reasons why we're back here as well, either to resurface certain things, or rearrange certain things, or just let go of certain things, forgive certain things. But I think that's what we're at. We're in an age of in humanity that it's crazy, but it's amazing as well. So yeah, I could keep going now, so I'm just gonna cut myself off, whatever that is. And thanks very much. Thanks very, very, very much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Melissa.
Hi. So I'm Melissa from the Shetland Islands in Scotland. I probably about this time last year, I had no idea what light language was, but I got very strong visions in my dreams of what I can only call like the Matrix or something, which made me quite intrigued, and I didn't really know what it was. Then I spoke to one of my friends, and she thought it was light language. And then I started following these groups, and led me to you. And it's been really, really amazing. And at that time, then I couldn't speak it, and I can remember the first time that I joined this group, I did go in with an open mind, but I was just like, what is this? It was a lot of different languages, and I was just like, what is this? I don't know. And then the second time I came into this group, then I received an activation, which I can only describe as I had a like Kundalini awakening. And yeah, and I joined a few times, but I haven't been on always, and I've been going through this huge like healing journey this year. I think like everybody is, like the collective and everything like that, releasing a lot of things, and just waking up to all the patterns and everything. And yeah, then I started, as I started releasing and healing, my light language just naturally came through. And I kept on saying, I can speak light language, I can speak light language. And it's just progressed from there. And I am starting to understand what I'm saying, because to begin with, I was just speaking and I didn't understand. But now I have been able to write things, I am getting like kind of channeled messages. And yeah, so it's just a little journey, and I'm glad to share it with all of you. And I love coming onto this group sessions. They just fill me full of love and light. So grateful for all of you.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. All right, nice, very nice. So let's continue with some blessings, and with these blessings we can set our intentions on not only in blessing the group, humanity, the whole existence, also creating protection and clearing for this space that we are about to share. So let's go one by one first, and then we will do the collective intentions after this. So first in the screen is Wesley. Wesley, the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Kuya
Okay,
sa uatayata. Namasa uayaka kuaka. Kuya taya sa suayata. Namama uayata uataya. Pasuaka huata heata. Hiata huata sa uatayata uakaya. Hayapa. Papa soa, saya mama hua, kiataya, kuataya huata, suayata iata, suayata hiata. Papa huata, suaka, kiata huata hiata, huata iata sapa huata. Hiata huata, kuna kia, kagaiata, kasuatayata, papasayata, nuata, tiata huata, tiata, huiata, tatahata, huatana iata, na maya wata, kuata ia, papa nua, tiata, bawata, yata, huata. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha.
Thank you.
Ivan, would you like to do one?
Yes, sure.
Lovely. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
I felt amazing. Melissa.
Thank you. Ritiko sono tikara tika matuko siti tika motuko rata nendaka motuko siti tika boroto tika marate tika matiki siti ko rato no to karata nata koseti tika moroto tika patuko reti tika matuko to karata. Ko siniti tika matiki tika moto to marata tika matuka siti tika nanda kori tenati ko roto no tika masoto ko tika roto no matika sanatika rata. Ko sono tika moro to tika podo tika rata nete kositi tika riti natika sono tuko rite tati tika rata tika rata. Ko siti tika moto korete nende tika moro to tika masiti tika roto tika moro tata tika morata tika sanato korite tika mato koroto tika pika rato tika roto tika koroto tika. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. How do you feel about doing one, Luis? Maybe with hands movement, with sign coach.
I do feel that my throat is being like really cleared from the past, I don't know, week, but I'm not feeling something really coming right now.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm feeling a huge clearing in my throat right now as well, so I'm a bit.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna have a go. Adiana na kiana wayana wainiana wayana watai chacha waina guayana watayana wanana yeshoyana wanayana na Isiniana wainia kuayana wanana yana waniana wanayana wayana wayana winia wanana yana yana ma O ni winia manini kiana wana wamana yana na Hanaina na sina na una na wina na wana yuku wana tania na kunini ni ana wana Hanata puta na ni ana kana wa chawanata ina chawanya tawata isya shawata titia chawata. So I'm receiving some messages that we still hold a lot of guilt, and we still interpret new things happening to us, like if there was something wrong with us, but there's nothing really wrong with us. In most of the time, there is only an adjustment. And I just felt that these beings, they have been clearing a little bit that. They just wanted me to say it loud. He now tayo kuhotayo shu inshao tishao tao machiata. Entaine te ki ahatunti isha awa. Eshisha warisha na umasha isha. Iki shawa taisa, eshinanata omasha taise. Anything that is out there available or within ourselves that we can use as a tool to soften this energy or to let this energy flow or make it more flow, just do it. Do not be afraid because that creates a shrinking of your channel, and that shrinking create resistance, and that resistance might lead to some symptoms that are not that nice to feel as a human. You are also learning or remembering how to gain that faith at some point you lost or you forgot, and you are just getting into the essence of who you truly are. You are getting back to your center, but not only to the center of your body, but the center of your existence. Iuika unarayunya kaotia guatanakana inakunais. Inetiti akumata isuamta. Ineki anuri nakawana yesianewa. Shana nawanati shianakuneti yenesiwanta yene. All of you experiencing this shifting have the tools to deal with the shift. So at some point, it might feel harsh because you just placed that tool somewhere in a place within you that you might have forgotten because it might have happened, or you might have been using it in the beginning of the 2012, but it is there. We just need to, I'm hearing that we just need to be patient and compassionate in any case, in any situation. Hinia unaya tawona na osiene shenene tiki o macho kitata intakun. Like everything else new, it might feel like scary at first, but you will, as you well say, or you are adapting to that new memory, which is not new, but something are new. They want to say that things like it was said before to this vessel by the angelic realm, that things constantly are in expansion. They want to point out that as well. They want to say that some things are purely remembering of something that we are. Other things are being created as we go on in the path. So every single experience, it might be similar to timelines that we have lived before, or in civilizations that we've been incarnated, also as a human, but they are never the same, because as all these new structures keep building up as we speak, nothing is the same anytime, in any point. And yes, you should let the mind create more room to possibilities and not try to understand everything when it's happening. Try to let some time, because you still live in a linear and multidimensional experience. So you still need to let the process take place. So despite the fact that you might know already the answer, in terms of unfolding, it requires sometimes time for that to happen, and we need to be patient with that. Those of you who are being pioneers, having these experiences, you will be supporting others who will be having this shifting process as well in other portals, in other times of your experience or path on earth. Do not panic. Do not fall into these traps or fears that you have in a subconscious level, because nothing will happen to you wrong. It won't be any problem. We are all taking care. Sometimes is us, galactic beings, sometimes are other beings from other dimensions, and inclusively beings who've been here on earth with you, who are now out of their bodies and they are taking care of you. Keep raising your frequencies at all time, the best way you can. When the energy becomes too much, use motion in your bodies, as you will well said before. Use anything that helps you to move that energy in your bodies. Waisianawatai netiki entia wantayu shukuma senshantaku test inikia tuntaita hineteti intia kuntishiana. You are expanding, you are expanding, you are expanding, and you will continue to expand in incredible levels to the mind in any point that you live. But always you will find later on that you knew about that reality, and that somehow that reality was really familiar to you. So let the faith grow within you, let the trust grow within you, and go on authentically as you are. Katia oaniata wate sentiana kuntiniata. Light you are, loved you are, and you will always be. Hatianata yeshwana. Nata yamata sentavata. We, all these beings, say blessings. Blessings and love to all of you, and to the people here and the people in everywhere. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful energies. These beings, they made me feel that they are from one of these guys, but another type of relatives that I didn't channel before, and that made my heart also feel like my heart and my mind, like, who are you? I've been like having also like an internal conversation that I wasn't, I was like familiar, and at the same time I wasn't familiar with them. It's like something contradictory to the mind once again. But once we go back to our conversation that we started having before we started recording, it all really matched with everything that we've been saying before. We haven't recorded this, it's not in the video, well, we didn't feel like doing it. I don't even know the reason why, but well, that's how things were guided to be done tonight, and we just let everything flow as it came. So let's start with the intention, these collective intentions. We mentioned that we are going to do one, which is for the adaptation to these new changes, to these new realities that we are all experiencing. We can do this one in the beginning, or we can leave it to the last one at the end. I don't mind at all. So yeah, would you like to share one, Wesley? Anyone in particular?
What I'm getting again is just freedom.
Freedom.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of and I just think there's a lot of things going on, and I think there's a lot of people that are suppressed, and they're trying their best to express the freedom from within, because that's what I feel, and I think freedom is it's something that's really need to be called for now. With
freedom that bring us peace, no?
Exactly. Yeah. And to speak
from there we can understand everything, and from there we can bring that time also. From that freedom we can be more patient for everything, really. If we don't have that freedom, it's so difficult. Everything becomes so much harder, really. Did you wanted to say something else, Wesley?
No, I just think it's like with the, I'm not going to get into politics. It's interesting you said the peace, because I think that's the way to roll with it. There's no point going against it, just to roll with a peaceful understanding of that, but it's the freedom to be able to speak what you feel needs to be spoken. And I think that's what that's what we're working to head towards. And I feel 100% freedom.
And there are so many brothers and sisters on this same planet who don't have the luxury to really have that freedom. Really, they are going through so much stuff in the 3D, through so many difficulties in their countries. Sometimes the weather, like in the Philippines, that they have been a massive type of tornado, something like that, catastrophic, really. And so in many places in the world, there are many things happening that don't allow that peace of mind. Many, for example, in Spain, in the island of La Palma, is in the Canary Islands. Up until recently, there have been a volcano very active that has destroyed thousands and thousands of houses, and people have lost their houses. But we could go on and on, making a list about people immigrating to the US from Venezuela, from so many places in the center of America, because of the conditions of the politicians, circumstances of the economy. And also in England, we are having these things that we are dealing with, the COVID and all these media promoting fears. So I think in one way or another, in the whole world, the other side is trying to also get manifested and be present. So this intention, I find it really good to be the first one as well, so that we can bring that peace, especially for those people. This is dedicated to you all, those who you are going through a lot, and so that you can get back your peace soon. Hi nishi anakuti ni akwanta. Istini kiato makates iowa. Tesantaku tinta wata inta wata. Whenever you feel ready, you can activate your microphones. Feel free and stay as long as you feel doing the transmission. No, if I stop, that doesn't mean that the transmission should stop. So feel free to express everything that you have in your heart or these entities that you are tapping to, or those languages are trying to say. Hichanakuti shiniti akuta tainiti ki akumate. Sente nikiti entusumo tu sititini kistianaka. Hontani staio nakubata stini kia makasta. Estitini kistoni kistiene kia karatasta. Estenta katu tustikitisti kiaku. Takastini arakatuste. Sentakastenpiaka. Hanna tastin taoma. Estana castayana matestia. Sintien tamaku. Takatistian
Tukunoi, Toriana,
Eanakati entawapa.
Toriana,
Taseu kayeshe.
Tunui,
Ondisia.
Toniana, Arananeu, Coriana,
Sintia.
Masa.
Paratui,
Sauayata.
Sintia.
Tayakuyata.
Tukutuya, Tunui,
Taya ayawayasa.
Paranui, Tukutui,
Suayasa
Toniana,
kuata.
Toniana,
Kashaoyasa mangawata.
Turunui,
Tuyata.
Tui, Turunui, Tunuya, Takateu, Takateu, Turunuya, Turunuya,
Tunoyatua. Shishiwayata. Tuayata taoyasaka. Kiata no. Namama uasaya. Suasa na ewata tuata. Toyata easa sauata. Kuayata yata. Taiyata niya. Nauasaya taia.
Siana, Saneu, Kurunui,
Anna mamai
Kurunui,
simi shiamatu
Maneu,
se.
Todiana, Toriana, Pacaneu,
Shashawa
Turunui,
mashawana tishawana kihawana yoshiwata.
Tukuneu,
Kura rira rura rura
Shashawa
sa.
mashiana kweshana kwashi.
Saniana,
Yashitaya.
Uasaya sa mama uayata kia.
Tusunui,
Kuasaya ta uata. Shashashimba.
Oneshana kuma shetayo no tushi makatai shiawa.
Koyata iata. Suata iata. Sayata uata. Kayatiatana. Na mawa.
Shashawa mashawa sawa sawata isha sawa. Shashawa.
Suata sayata.
Pinese wa mamayo matatashu tu na tatu machakuwa na nayo mache chawa papaya. Chawa jawa iniki ako masta chawa. Shawa pio. Shawa na niliki ya samakachine akute ni jisha na kumacha shawa pio. Jonita tana hania hapatis ioa sine siana umaya kawate shinshakati sine siwa mata isine kiyaka kunte yana makuna
Yakakuwa taya. Sayuwaya. Taiata ta ua sa. Sua taiata. Ta na na maiata tua.
Jushin kisi anokus in that tak akuntis ikis okoa.
Shasha. Shashashi waya shaku waya tata waya paea. Pipi tu 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 ya ta 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 tu ta ya ta ta ti 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 tu ta 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 tu ta 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 ti 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 tu 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 ta ta ti 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 tu 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 ta ti 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 tu 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 ta tu tu tu
Asini kaum tisitaini ama. Senachi se ku ahao. Hene shak ihannataike. Hana kai hanaku hota to hoti kiaka. Hoka hayaka hanaka waka. Neshakana kiahana. Esiki yuhuntaka. Kiantanakun yaha. Neshaka
Ashia toata. Tayata koyata ta oasa. Soyata ya.
Tisi eneki o mata Yesu. Honna taku natea sentaye.
Ni mama hua sakiata kaya kua kana sa. Saiata ia wata. Kuasha ia sa wata. Hua ka ia. Suaka suaka. Suaka suaka hua iata iata. Paiata na mama hua sa. Siata taiata. Kia iata. Kia iata. Kuasa iata. Sayata na baba baua baba yata kuyasa suata siata sioyata wasawata wayasaya baba watata na mama wayata kuata yatiata ta wayata wasa sua tayata tatanana maia wa baba sua tai atalai aua eata kuasai ataiata wata wayata niata na ua mama wayata kuasaiata 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 iata na uata na iata nama uata nama uata nama uata nama uata yasaiata yatiata pasuaka uzuaka kiuayata yata tuata tuaka tia tuaka taiata wasaiata nanuayata tua taiata wata huashiaka kunaka ia ea sua tua papa uayata uasa suayata iata na mama iuayata kuata iata wata Huata iata oayasa. Suaka hiata tua. Na oyata hat. Hatu sa ua ea tuyu. Shiua tia ta na nanoa ta yata ta wata. Suaka iata. Boa pua pa hua. Hua ta so. So yata ho. Hiata niata no. No yata ho yata ke. Kiata si. Wasaka, Sanaya, Wasaka, Sanaya, Sayata, Oasayata, Naioyata, Koyasa, Suata, Iata, Oayata, Naoatua, Kiawata, Huashiaka di, Shunioyata, Naiwa Kia. Kanua ya samayata. Papa suaka, shuayata yata wata, siwayata yata, kiatata, mbaya tunga nasia, say yatawa. Sayatua Shuka daya oasaya suataya tatayata.
Thank you. Beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, I got a little message at the end, like the message says, within you will find always places that you thought that didn't existed, but they were there. Other you will create. And in these places, you will find that peace as you go on. Don't trust the illusion of being stuck, because nothing really is. Everything is in motion. And sometimes, consciously or less consciously, you create those moments just like a viewpoint to understand what's going on multidimensionally. So those feelings that sometimes we get, like being stuck, or when we are afraid, or things like that, often we think that is just because of a fear that we have somewhere in our subconscious. But they were saying that often we create them so that we can get into one point where it becomes like a space that becomes that space at the same time like a viewpoint to observe the whole orchestra of sounds, voices, and changes that are happening multidimensionally. So sometimes we do it consciously, sometimes we just don't realize, and we just think that we are stuck. We just feel uncomfortable. But it's actually, there is a lot of wisdom behind also creating those stuck moments, because they have a purpose. They are saying those stuck moments they have a purpose for us to see, observe, and understand the whole thing with our segmentation, with the way that we create separation for understanding. Yeah. Anybody else had a message or experience in this transmission? Melissa? You had any message or anything that came through? No? Okay. What about you, Wesley?
Not really. Just synchronizing of information again. It's like, yeah, I was just rolling through. To be honest, I wasn't even there. Yeah.
It feels amazing. It's truly amazing. For those that you are watching the video and you are not familiar with light languages, this is one of the most common things that we also experience. We go with the flow, and as we go with the flow, we also have this tendency to even leave the mind without even paying attention on what's going on. And we just flow because the feeling is so nice, is so attractive, and brings so much love and peace and all these beautiful ingredients that we sometimes just decide to merge with them and just don't really think about anything else, and that's perfectly fine. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
You do that in your life, do it. Yeah, that's how I felt. No,
that's how I feel. I just feel like it's bliss. I just feel blissed out, like totally blissed out. It's amazing.
And they are saying, and you so much deserve to relax and take it in.
Yeah.
Because they are aware that it's already a lot that we are going through. So if you take that decision of not paying too much attention in bringing a message to the group, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I do it just because they tell me, bring this message now, boom, no. But other times they tell me just lay back and enjoy, really.
Yeah.
So Pinar is coming. And how did it feel to you, Luis?
It felt good. I could perceive like some layers being like cleared, a lot of clearing, and yeah, it felt good.
Clearing layers, no? Yeah. I had that vision also, clearing layers in everyone, in everything.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I was going to say that. You're spot on.
Yeah.
It's clearing. It's clearing.
Clearing. It's like we have this tendency that when so many things are happening, it's like we put them all in our shoulders. Recently, I had this vision of the statue Atlas from the Greek mythology. That the guy is carrying the wall in his shoulders like this. We all have this tendency to do that, to believe that it's all our responsibility, that we should find the solution for the whole world. And sometimes we just take too much, more than we should. I mean, they often tell me, take a pace where you feel comfortable with, and go with that pace, and take that amount of responsibility, but don't go into take much more than the one that you can handle at once. So one step at a time, and don't try to take too much, because you are actually not going in your favor. Let's say you are against against the river, really, the current of the river. So they take as much as you can to cross the river or to go with the flow of the river. But don't put too much in your shoulders, because that also manifests in a physical levels, in your muscles, everything psychosomatized, and it can also create huge issues, healthy issues with your health. So yeah, I hear so often recently, so many people need a massage. So many people need a massage. A massage is always nice, I know that. But in the top of a lot of people recently, they're requesting massage sessions because they are carrying far too much. And sometimes, yeah, I do the massage to them, I use the crystals and all of that. But they also need that information, that they also need to be informed that take one thing at a time. Don't try to solve the world, because it's not only your responsibility, it's everyone's responsibility. So we will do our contribution as we can, each of us. That they are calling us for action, yeah, but that doesn't mean that we need to take the whole responsibility. We do what we can as we go, and do one step at a time. That's important. Otherwise, you go against yourself and against your system. Right? How are you, Pinar?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. I feel very ancient. For the last few weeks that new languages arise, and it was amazing experiences that I am observing around. Yeah, amazing. Just incredible, you know, being in this all together and discovering the things all together. It's amazing.
Yeah. Are you also experiencing a massive shift?
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a river right now, in a river of a light that is sometimes Wesley is passing, you are passing, you know, that is, we are in the light and keep continuing. We are very fast, actually. That is, I can feel that, and I can feel the bridges, how that they are working, and also the new combinations that we have been trying to balance on ourselves. You know, that maybe we were knowing like an Indian master ourselves. Now we arise like an Amazonian master. It is the shifts are also shifting our identical shifts and the soul shifts. Very interesting.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about that. Our first intention was about finding peace, because a lot of people don't have that luxury of having the peace that we need to sort of process things and all these changes that we are experimenting. So yeah, that was the first. We just done the first intention, and we will go to the second one now for Ivan.
Yes, so my intention is for the new earth for higher levels of the new earth to emerge for as many people as possible, and specifically for conscious communities to grow and to be more and more accessible for as many people as possible in terms of everything, working opportunities, relationships, education, health, finances, all part of this new earth, and for that to be more, as I said, more and more accessible.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you, Vladimir.
That's my intention.
Thank you, Ivan. Beautiful. I mean, so much needed. And yes, activate your microphones. Whoever wants to participate with this intention. I'm gonna just go a little bit, go ahead, because I just need to open the door for my cat to go out. So yeah, feel free to start.
Kia taua sayata kia ta kana ua sa suataya taia tanana uata kuaya sa sua saya sayua taya kana kua taya 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 kuaya tana ua sana ia kuya shia taya tua ia sa suya taya kaini uaya taya Huaya taia kua taia tua ta hua seia ta suaya ta siuaya ta nuaya hiaya kua ta kuaya ta wasa sine uaya ta suaya ta hia mamaya wata kunua tua huasa hasa hia Kia ya taya tua hai hia huasa.
Tacha mamai sheshaniki atacha shatacha wata tacha patina kumacha shawana tawana tichawamachi. Wanda chawachi neki hiasha twacha checha wacha chawanta nantu macha wana taishina wana. Tana wamacha chawanti tiana kumacha chacha. Tana wanta yenta chawamacha.
Oui, j'ai un jardin,
Shisha hatai shinta watate sawatai kata watai sha. Chumatia na kene hawate we. Shakana ista om
Hia
tayen
taya
Siuaya
siuaya ta
Tawai sten tawen tawai Shakana tawot shanako shawan takaye Jon taye nake shanakon taye saomaye Shin shanakate stana kumate stane kawe Anta kataya Machanaka matsaine sayeta
ayu wata suaya ta uaya ta kaya
Shiniara
saya
natia Jekana taintawate seo mata Henta kanta om taiki saon tayo Sene chashawe meshia mata Ishawa tatao Tawashina umahema umasayana Omatashana yeshawane wayeshawayana Chashancha kumaisina chasumata isnenau Conte sienta kuaina canta omatestiana Ha hanahu nadaise Chashantaka sawatata Choshontai hianaku mata sejianama Choshana katashina kumate Masamasi
sonayata wata
Umestiana kumase Jonetas takumas tiniana kuma Sanarana kamas
huasa
tenere Shontamastinere que gentemestene kia. Tumastana narakantaria. Lore nakanasanara kumahian. Enete senete rete mehiatuste. Shenete stiana kumatestene ketia. Ontana kasterene kesia nerinia. Maya sawa naitian. Ikitestinikia. Hontisente tentikia namakia nakatia. Dostinikia te destinikia metiane. Hanna te sawa matesia nawate. Tainikia matsin tawa tan tiana matini yakum. Shinchana kunta kumtavio papakai. Papayo papayo nakaiki chukwintakapa. Dosana naka teya makacheshe. Taratatu mashita taraka kumta tataya kuku koruki kia tata toruku tiara. So mahamamai hiamati shakuonti setiniki anorokuni. Sentakate sniki ako. Shinesha kaumatsiana kumtayotawam Shintanaum takestiom pakayom Shanakasaom tayosawan tayanawam Shiawatayo sawate
Wasasua ya ta katia. Kiata hasa. Huasa ya ta. Papa sua ya ta. Kiata. Papa nua ya ta. Ta ya ta. Kuasa. Saya ya ta. Na mama wasa tiata. Ko ya tiata. Taya mama wasa. Uya sayata. Kia vaya wa kua. Kashi wa sua ka kua ka. Kananani ananu taya tata na sia wa tata. Turuya Suyata. Turuya Suyata. Payata. Kukukuona ni ya wayata. Siu ya wayata wata. Suaya ta wata. Paya waya tua ka kuaya sa wasa suayata. Tuna yata. Papa uasa ka tu ya ta na uya uasa luya ka kuayata. Kurila liata uasa. Masa suyuayata. Tuata tayata. Kuyata. Papa wata. Shua.
Nakata stanata makestene takana. Istana. Omaka kumasati au kwa seketio mamacho ketia naku. Jokiniki shatana kuchene kishakututu nikia umacha shentia mama yana wanaya.
Konana ia waya tata tau tata tua ia hua ia sei atai ia waya kia ta taiwa sai wa hua sha shia sha shia sha Sasuata, siwaya tata iwa katua kashi shashi awaya shashi awaya suwa siya yata o atayata tayatania o atanaiatataka ku atatata
Garanta, o Ajega, o Haharanta, a Ejegasna, Jagaja Garanta, o Gigia, Jagia, Jajaja, Garadia, Garanta, o Guru Jegada Zazaria, o Gia, Yarata, o Jegarashi, Yawa, Chakarata, Nikara Shakarata, Karata, Karata, Shakarata, Pakarata, Sakarata. Pukoroto sokoroto pokoroto sokoroto mokoroto koroto kosokoroto sheya shakara sheya shakara shakuya shekiya shakara shamaya shakara shagara da gara da goro do shegere shikarata koro shoko poro shevite
Sakekia, Sanaya, Suaya, Tayata, Tawaya Tayata, Oya Tayata, Kaiatua, Sayataya. Kasi si wea si say wea si say wea si wea.
Te koro tono te kamata ko ara te ko sini tiki no to kora ta te kapate ka si tiki noro to ko mata ka rasina te kora ta tiki moro to. Atiko sini tiki kamata kora te kamata ko atiko te tiki mato te si tika rata ki moto ko sono te ko tika rata no te ko sa te ke re te ke moto ko tika rata tika moto ka rato so ko rata tika pato ko roto. Atiko no no te ka rata na matika si tika rata ke na moto ko rata ke matiki si tiki moro to tika ka rata ko to ko rata ka rata.
Sua saya sa.
Tiki no kurato no te kama tu ko te karata kama tu ko so te kore te kama to koro to te kama te koro to te kama te korata.
So ya sa na ia ta hoa te ia ta oia ia saya haya ia ta ia kua ta e sa hoa ta kua ta saya sa ia ta hoa ta kau ia ta ia ta na ia ta su ta ti ta la ia ta hoa ta kua ia ta pa suata sayata papa huata kuata sayata sanama wata kiata Sa huata ta pa ua sa kia tata ua ta ia tata tua ta kia ua saya tia ta ia kia ua ta na mama ua ya ka kia ta ia ua ta hoa sa ia ta hua ta ia ta hua ka ia ta suia
No
ta
te karata ke mata ko te karata ma si tiki ne te ko te karata tika mata ko so no te ko te na marato. A te kora na te kasa no te ka mata ke si tiki ko rata na te kasa na te ka ara to ko mata ko asa na tiki moro to ko roto tiki te karato te ka si tiki moro to te kamarata. Etiko no te kasi no te koro to na matika si tiki no te kore te na te ka ara to tike matiki si tiki mo te kore te na te ka roto na matika rata.
Shia wea suia ta taia ta kaua shiua hia ta taia ta tia ta ua sua ia tia haia pa sakua sania ta ia ta saia ta sia ta snia suniu suata sunia suata e atakakuata keiata takiata kauaya sayata o kaiata saya wasayata ho suayata nia na suayata nia na mama suapa Mama suata. Shua, 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 shua. Kuasaya ta sa oya ta iya ta kuasa baba bawiwaka kuashaya ta suata saya oya ta ta uaka kiata kuata sana mama iya ta kua siwa ta iya ta sawa ta huasa iya ta uata kuya ta iya tua kuya ta iya ta suya Siwata, Suwata.
Chakara, chakara, chaka, chaka, chakara, chaka, we shewa ha, ha, ha.
Kwaya sa suwata, yata, wata. Kuwata, yate. Tia, hasa. Suwata. Sayata. Suwayata, ta, huata. Papa, huata. Suwata, yata, kiata. Kasawata. Samama, yata. Kawanaya. Shaya, wayata. Suwata, kuwata. Kawanayata. Sayata, wata. Kuwata. Wata. Kiata, wata. Wasa. Chua, sayata, uyata, kuata, yasa. Kuasa, siayata, huata. Kuata, yata, hatuata. Papapatuata, kiata, kuasata, siata, suata, tiata, yota, tawata, tuata, tuata, kuata, yata, kiata, tuata, huasata, yata, bayata, bayata. Kwaya wata huasaka, kiata, wata. Kuyu ta tatua ta yata. Kushuata. Shiu. Papa hasa wasata. Wasata wata hata yata. Kuasa wata. Papa wayata kiata wasana. Shubapa, shiata tuwata.
Tikora tesina tikare tikamatiko tikorata nasa tiko simitikin korata namakorata Atki sitikinatki noratike sanatki roto notokorata a korata masonatki tikamotuko tokorasanatika roto sonatki tikarata.
Shashi wayata tua ta ta katia kata nanani wayata ta tua hasa hawata.
Una te karata che se no te che te cora tommo te corata na pe cora te cazzo no te cona na te karata
Sina
te
sana.
cana te ca
Sina sana sanuata.
no te cona te che pe casi ti che non ti che rata no cosa na ti che mo coroto no te karata cambazzo te cona ti che mi ti coroto no cosa no te co ti che ma ti carato te casi ti co ora te chiama ti chiaro tu coti che si ti amoro te cora te chiama ti caso tu coti che metti cara te tu coti cara te
Imagina.
che si che te coro tu comate che si no te care te che te coso no te che cara te no te cona te si ti che no tu coti che ne te cosa no te che tu coro tu no tu core te capati che tu coti ti
Kutua tua.
Fine te che ti cote capate cote corretta cosa non te che ti
Xiu,
capato
xiu,
con non te corro
xiu,
ti
xiu,
capati
xiu,
che
xiu,
ti
xiu,
carotto
xiu.
ti che non te che si ti come ti carotto non te così ti che ti pati coto coti carotto ti che pati carotto tu così
Kata
ti
wata yata.
carotto
Siata sua yata ta o kona yuwa ta yata ta 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 tua papapania sayawa su yata.
Xiu, 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 xiu.
Si was za zu za 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 zu za 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 zu a. Si ya za 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 na 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 huwa yata. Ki ya wa yata tu sa 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 sa. Huwa yata. Suya ka tua ka kia ta. Kuya shana niya uya ta ta ua ta. Kuasa. Kia ta.
ti che pati coro ti che ma ti casi ti che mo tu coro ti capati cara tu so ti che ma tu co ti carapata cota care ti che ma si ti cora ti cama ti cota cora tu che pati che si ti cora ti che parota are tu cote che peti cara tu così ti che ne ma tu cora ti che ma ti caro tu ma ti che che pati che si ti che po ti carretto tu copate cate cote caro tu che picchi piccoro ti che poro sa ti che patu core ti che paro
Kia ta
are tu
kua.
copete che ma ti che si ti che te cote che ma ti
Kuya
cate
ta.
cote che ti che patu cote ti che patu cote ti che para tu cate che se ti cora tu che patu cote ti che patu cote coro tu che patu
Ya ta 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 tua ta 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 tia ta 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 na na ni ya tu 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 tu. Pasoyata, Sakuayata, Hiawata, Kuata, Asauata, Siwayakatia, Kiata Nawaya Tua, Tua, Kanua, Namaya Sua, Su Panu, Tayu, Tanu, Kiata, Hayata Nai, Tatanai, Sayuata. Si Natani Kayana iya oa saya taya tanaya atuata iya sawata kuasaya tiata tanuata tua sayata kia wasawata na mama uayata heyata kiata wata uyata tana nana mama wata po asayata wata kuyata iyata wata hula sano yata nana na kuaka kiata wata suwanu Lia si uia ia haiuaka na iata hoa sauata hea siata iata kuaiata hana iuaiata huata kuakanua hea ha Saiata ya huata. Chupa, yakua. Siwaya taya. Siwaya kaya ha. Sayua taya papa ua sanua. Sanua tana iyo ya ta kua kakanua. Ni ia sia. Nia sia ia tua ia ta.
Hawaii, Shea, Hawaii, Shea, Hawaii,
Sio
Shea,
ta tua ta.
Ushai, Ushaya, Rati, Shea, Shea,
Tua ta ia ta. Na. Shanania luira rura la lua. La lu kanu yua si.
Cheawa, 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 ra, cheawa, nada, nawea, hara, chea, pura. Chea, 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 ora, chea, chea, juja, iawa, nawea, za zia zara za Yara jara jo jara wa je hoje ara jara agora hoje na jara ya
Kiwe saya ta sua saya kania. Na yoaya ta ya ta. A sua ya ta uata. Paia kuata. Kanua hiata. Halaluya uata ya ta. Saya wata ta ya ta. Kuna ya ta uasa. Sua ta ya tiata. Kuna ya ta uata na uata. Kiata na uata. Na masayata. Kiwayata, kuwasa, sayata, iwayata, kunaka, mba ya iwayata, iwayata, wasa. Basueta, Sayata, Wata, Kia, Kasuak, Sainiak, Katiak, Katuna, Tanana, Huata.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the messages I was receiving is that often we believe that, and we are certain that we can help brothers and sisters, and often we find ourselves that we are in alignment with the help that we want to provide, but often also they are not ready to take those steps. So this message was it's also important to open your senses to find out if those people that they are around you, or they might come to you for help, or they might just be around you, or be your partner, or a relative. They might be even asking for help, but they are just not ready to take those steps, even if they are asking for the help. So they were saying that it's also important for us, for light workers or people who have this disposition to support others, to be more aware about in what step or in what situation other people are when we are providing that light and help also. Because not always the amount of light that we bring is supportive for them in that moment that they are asking for it, really. They might need to go into 2 more steps, or maybe experience something else before giving them that you can provide for them. So yeah, that was one of the messages that came through that I just got. I remember. Many more they came, but this time I didn't write it down because I let myself enjoy the transmission and travel around the universe. So I didn't really put it in a piece of paper, so I don't remember. And if you have any other message or something that you would like to share with the group, please raise your hand and please share it. Melissa?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I got quite a lot of messages as well, but like I didn't write down very many. I felt very balanced and peaceful and like just in the flow when I was doing that. Yeah, basically it was just surrender, bring yourself back to love. Everything you need is within you. Trust and believe. And then I got knowing that all that you are doing is enough. You need to release the pressure on yourself and bring yourself back to love and gratitude. Be open to receive and surrender the wanting to know how everything is going to play out. Come back to your heart and trust the process. Yeah.
Very much in the line. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much, love. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, Wesley.
What I got is what I got was like just that we are like unlimited human beings with unlimited possibilities, unlimited ways, unlimited creativity, and I could feel like a lot of help, a lot of support, and it was pretty profound, to be honest. Yeah. And I felt there's a lot of emerging. There's a lot of emerging. So I think that's what I felt. I felt there's a lot of emerging of information. Because that's what I feel it is. It's just information, energetic information. So there's a kind of which is, it's beyond me even explaining it in human words. So yeah. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Wesley. And I also felt a lot of clearing again. They continue clearing again all patterns that don't allow us to understand the new patterns. So there was a lot of clearing of that stuff that we don't longer need, so that we can leave a space and also be open to new understandings, to new horizons of understanding. Yeah. What about you, Ivan?
You mean something that I received?
Yeah. And if there is nothing, it's all right as well. I mean, if there is something that you would like to share, wonderful.
It's
If not, it's okay.
mainly focused on being present with the light language and with synchronizing it with everyone in the group. Abundance. I had abundance coming up. And there is abundance already. So it's again about accessing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Very much. Thank you. Yeah, Ivan. Thank you. Luis?
It was a long and beautiful one.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I felt like a lot of joy and celebration, and it felt like Christmas, like the essence of Christmas in the beginning, and which is something that for a lot of people is just like gone or hiding or not present, but it is inside actually. And sometimes we're not able really to communicate this because the other person is not really open to that transparency and that purity, of the whole essence of which is Christ actually, right? But it's inside everyone. It was so great, so amazing, the work that Pinar did with clearing the whole face expression and individuality that is necessary, like to beam out our individuality for us to really be able to bring together like people with that vibrate at the same level or similar. And I also felt like a lot of at some point I felt the ocean, like a big ocean and Poseidon. And at some other point it was like completely alien. Completely alien. And yeah, it was beautiful, very beautiful.
Thank you for sharing, Luis. And Pinar, something you would like to share? Anything
I was actually focusing on clearing the economical field, so that I have seen all the New York, how do you say, Dow Jones boards. That is, I had seen Wesley next to me that we were watching the Dow Jones boards, and we were chatting. That this was one of the chit chats that I have felt with Wesley, so that we were consciously in the wind of consciously watching. Sometimes we can get the same, how do you say, visions. Sometimes we can't get the same visions. We are testing, where are you, what are you doing? Sometimes we are in different currents. Sometimes we are in the same currents, and we can get the same, we can share the visions also, what we are doing, which is, as a healer, I think it's, I'm very happy to observe this. But a lot of clearing for the economical world life, that is, I hope it's going to be solved.
Beautiful, thank you, Pilar.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's do one more. How are you feeling in terms of energy, guys? Do you feel like doing one more? Yeah.
Yeah, grand.
Melissa. Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Should we do that one to wrap up the one we mentioned in the beginning, so everybody can actually, we've been talking all the other intentions, and they were hand on hand about the same thing, really, but it's also nice. I don't think that it's never too much to put that intention, so that we can all adapt ourselves to these new changes and just digest them the best way that we can. Yeah, so if you're happy, let's do that intention so that we can feel the best way that we can in these moments of massive changes and massive evolution and expansion. Yeah. Okay, and for minds who try to also understand it so that they can find ease, to don't feel stuck and be able to bear those changes in the best way possible. Yeah. Sunutu shuona wa yasawatai yota watai suka ko tiaka o suana hanta yunu ku saana taisia makutia ni akuta tayu wa sawa chawati akahwata. Shesinti akuta chawata yate shakwa o shataka hatawa mamati kamati kitiana kumata. Takamachi sana mamachu machi kitiana kumataka patashu waiwa. Tine ikaku matisi inika kumata sana kumata. O tanati dana kumata. Oya shaka hati takumate.
Tia tawa sia tawa ta Koko saya sia wayata yata tia tata wata tia ta koya sa sia yata 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 ta tayata yata wasa seyata yata koata yata asuata koata yata kuasayata yata suata yatia kayata tuata tiata tayata wata seyata suayata yata koata yata seyata wasayata seyata watata Yavata Ina Vata Priyata
O mata
Sayata yuayata. Kuasha. Shaiya ya sayawayata. Tayata uata. Kuma. Kiasha shiyayata yata. Tua sa sawata. Kuayata ta wata. Naya siya tuayata uata. Kuya tiyata na. Hua saya uata uata. Si wayata yata. Kia yata. Ai wayata. Kaya soya wayata yata. Kiwayata yata wata. Kaya siyata. Tiwayata yata. Kiwayata. Ayasa. Sayata. Sayata. Sayawata. Samawata. Sayamayata. Tiyata. Sayata. Sayawata. Tuayata. Iyata. Wata. Wasata. Sayata. Sayata. Tanayata. Sayawayata. Puya sayata. Sayawayata. Yawayata. Puya. Kasi. Yawayata. Puya sata. Sayawayata. Yawayata. Bata. Yata. Wata. Sayawayata. Sayawata. Wata. Suwatata. Sayawata. Ayawata. Kuwata. Nani. Ayawata. Tuwayata. Ayata. Wata. Suwata. Wata. Kuwata. Ayatana. Ayo suwata. Chala kariyata yata wata. Tayata. Nana yata wata wata. Uwa saya wata. Pasuwata. Sayawata yata wata yata. Sayawata yata wata. Kiata wata. Iwata ta asa. Iwata ta uwasayata. Uwata ta na mama yata. Kiwayata ta uwata. Kana yata uwayata. Uwayata. Nayata. Oyawaya sata wata. Hewa sewa suata hiuta kata baba nua ni weta
Tikero tokoro no takara tikasi tikara
Allah.
tu
Toko sini tikirin tiko potoko tiki patiko tikara tikatoko siti tikaro tika patiki sitikoro tika patikoro sa siti pikoro to aro to tikara tika patiko tikara siti tikaro si manto de dekara so Scanna te go te carastena ne costiti te go siti tira to comas carastano costiti corrotto nascono come te corrota e te go na te carastana te costiti corrotto non te cammati corrastano sì non te carrete nati carate no te carata Retenate che si no, te corrette na pati, ti caro,
sua sayata
ni cara, sono, te cose,
yata masuata sayawa sawa ya sayata yata kuwa hiata kuata
ti cono, te core, te ne da cata cose, non
yata
te core,
baba ya kama khomata hiaka kawayacha.
tutto
Chakatiana kayana machakwa machakwa. Na yo. Chiana nikia na yona. Chumanyana kayana mayana no. Inikiana mama yana mama isiana mama maya. Chana kwa tatiana machaku machia chana kumachicha kwa machia kumachacha wachacha mama. Ana waya shua tawa ya ta shawayana.
anani ya tata wasa sayata iyo ya ta
Na hi ni huata ya tiane te ya yete shatiane.
kwasuwa ya tata
Shawama sona tayane.
matia wata huwa katia ta kaya ta wasa ta saya waya tua ka kia kana ya ta Shuyata suata saya bapa wata oya saya waya doa ya wata kia kushaka dia kushaya sua papa nu Kua si kaya kakagua ya ya saya ya itu ta wata ta ya ta katua awa saya sa si ya sa su ya ta kia ka saya tanoa ta ya toa ya ta hoa saya ya ta wata kua kana ya wata saya
Da hatayom sitoron sikil mampu patayom pikiwa.
Tua la la lua ya ta ya ta wa ta. Tua ta ya so. Tua ta ya ta. Kua ya ta ya sa ya ta wa ta. Kua ya ta sa ta. Ta ya ta wa ta. Wa sa ya ta ta wa ta. Kua ya ta ta ya ta wa ta. Sa ya ta ya ta wa ta ha tu wa ta ha. I wa ya ta ha ta ha. Oh ya sa ya ta wa ta ya ta ya ta. Ayo ta. Kuya sa wa ta ya ta wa sa ya pa. Arura ka ya ka ta ka. Sha shi hu sha 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 shi sha sha. Shua ya shi ya shua ya. Kuwa ya ta wa. Ya shi ya wa. Shua ta. Ta ya ta. Wow.
Shawayana Guyana Kaya Hatiana Kuta Sukuta
Oh.
What was the message?
Whoa.
Wow, no.
I did write it down this time. Usually I don't write it down. Well, I had to write it down. So what I did get was a vision. It was a vision, like an apparent vision. Is basically, it's interesting because I picked up my rattle as well earlier on. It was just basically the First Nations and just being around the teepee, around the fire, and yeah, just basically was, well, what it was like we can be in the storm, but we're rising beyond the storm, and then seeing which I'd imagine is seeing the perspective from another viewpoint, and then coming back into the storm. And if we have to rearrange some stuff, So that was, I felt that presence, the First Nations presence, pretty big. And actually coming towards the end was like a tree, like the connection of a tree, but it was like really kind of glistening, and the colors weren't. It was green, but it wasn't a green. But it was a kind of a kind of like moss, but it was like kind of, you know, the way moss in the mornings there'd be dew and stuff, kind of transparent. It's like glowing, and that's kind of very mystical. Felt like a mystical connection. But other than that, no, I think we were just blending, lots of communication. Right? I felt there was lots of telepathy.
I also had that experience with the native tribe, representing that like a fire, but the fire was also the people around the fire was representing like the storm, and you can be the fire, or you can be the storm itself. You can be the eye of the storm, and you can be the storm itself. And we go from one point to another. So volatile, moving from one another. And they were saying that we shouldn't forget when we are in the storm that we can be in the eye, and when we are in the eye that we can come back to the storm and do all the work that we want, and all together. And also the additional part, which it goes a lot with what Ivan said before about going even outside of the whole thing, and see the tribe plus the Lyrans plus the humans plus the all the creation, no? So we have this tendency as human to focus in points, so that we can understand things, and sometimes we get there, and we get there, maybe we prolong sometimes a bit too much, focusing in one point, and we forget that there is so much coexisting at the same time and moving at the same time, and we lose that perspective that sometimes it's always there, but sometimes we miss that it's there just by focusing in one pixel. Yeah. Melissa.
I just felt like everything was getting restored, like all the balance was kind of getting restored, like just even in my chakras, I just felt like a lot of clearing in my chakras, like just bringing everything back to like a balance.
Yeah.
And then I just felt the like expansion of like happiness and love, and it was just like absolutely mind-blowing. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. I have been like, I've been doing this recently, but I don't know.
Show us. One thing, I'm going to please keep it there for a while, because I'm going to make your screen bigger. Going to pin your screen so everybody can see it even bigger. Oh, wow. Can you move it a little bit up? Like up and a little bit back? Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Are they coming often?
The last 3 times that I've been in the group, I have been drawing.
Getting these codes?
Yeah, they're being a bit more prominent now. Like when I first started doing it, I just let my pen scribble.
Flow.
Like this looks like a lot neater than the other ones that I did. But yeah.
Yeah, with time, from what I hear from other channelers of codes, yeah, in the beginning they might look a lot like something like when children start drawing, like that they are not defined and clear, and the more they channel, the more clear they become and all of that. But it's like everything else. I mean, it's like warming up engines, and gradually we get the information coming more clear. And, yeah, it's thank you, Melissa.
This is like I've done a lot of it in the past, but it hasn't been a few years. But this is the kind of stuff I get. It's kind of it's kind of wave bands. So there'd be the dialect of the words, and then it's some of it's like the music, really kind of funny. This is the one. That's one there now. So they're all this like different wave bands, but this wasn't. This was like the other day. Yeah, so it come out like words, but then there'd be like coding then.
Coding as well with the words.
Encrypted in the words, yeah.
Wow.
So it's the music. The music one's interesting because it's all kind of musical kind of spheres, like, and yeah. I even read like I remember 2007. I was like was doing books and stuff, but then I just stopped. But it's every now and again, I just dive in.
Sometimes we even we also sometimes we judge with our mind that doesn't look like, maybe to the human mind, like it makes much sense. But I always invite everyone to share like you just did, because it might not mean even for the channeler something, but for someone in a group might mean something. And sometimes even people who watch and come across with a video, they leave a message, a private message or something about what we've been showing around. So if that happen, or by any means, I will put it there and share it with you guys also in the group, and with everyone if someone comes up with something like that. But yeah, we are so often thinking that this looks like it doesn't even deserve to be shown. But I think everything deserves to be shown, and no matter how it looks like. And there is a lady in the Spanish and Portuguese group that, if you look at it, you say, "My God, it's always like a really like a 1-year-old drawing, And the interesting thing, for a long time, nobody understood that. And after 2 years, someone else has come to the group who does the same type of coding. And now they are understanding each other, and together they're bringing message together. So this is how incredible it is, no? It's like sometimes we need to put our judgment from the human mind also aside when we are also when we are channeling certain things, and don't judge. Like we say, to don't judge people because of the look of the cover. The same with the channeling, no? It's like everything is meaningful, really. Everything is meaningful. And yours, I feel them really powerful. I mean, yours as well, Melissa, so super galactic. But yours, Wesley, is like a type of architecture and music, like you say. It's like architecture with geometry,
weaving.
and also that type of tapping into frequency music. Yeah.
And it's when it's like, even when it's presented, like, so I'll do one, and it's like, I'll just do one now. So it's just basically, so it's put up. And it's just like that. So it's like just like that, like, which is, that's it. So another one would just be, let's say, so this would be, so then it'll be a curl. So it's that. So it's like, this is just another one. So it just wants to keep doing them.
The hand goes by its own, isn't it?
It wants to keep.
It wants to keep going.
It wants to keep doing them. That's the creator's like, right, this is mad, because that's what it just wants to keep doing it. So it's like it wants to keep synchronizing the it's like, it's mad.
I've got one that I can share.
Please do.
I know if it.
Thank you, Wesley.
Does anything? Let me just find it.
That's wonderful.
I'll do a screen share. Yes.
Oh my God.
That's cool. There was a lady, or somebody had put something up very similar recently.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it?
Yeah, that was my post.
Was it?
Yes.
Maybe it was a lady. Somebody must have shared it. So.
Yeah. A lady shared it. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because it's like exactly like that.
Yeah, cool. She shared my post. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It seems like, yeah, it seems like a story, no? But I don't know.
It's
when
like,
I look at it, I see numbers. These numbers are appearing in between the lines.
That's cool.
There's a light code in between the lines.
Yeah.
This is interesting because you can see things that I don't necessarily see. Right? I mean, I really enjoy the writing of light language as well, because it just brings flow. I feel flow.
Yes.
Yes. And freedom.
Freedom. It's a flow
freedom.
With a sense of freedom.
Exactly. and it's high frequency.
Yeah.
And when it's amazing because you can just by writing one page like this in this style, or whichever style is unique to you, of course, it can then propel you into other in your day-to-day activities in the same frequency.
And it can make you even high by yourself, isn't it?
And I wanted to suggest that when you write these codes on paper, you can even enhance your experience.
Totally.
You can sit down, you can stand up, you can I don't know, I can imagine as if you're actually creating a piece of art. Okay?
Yeah.
And even if you spend like 20 seconds on it or 20 minutes, like if you can imagine that you're creating a piece of art, you enter that frequency.
Yeah, and then you come back and sometimes it happens that I don't remember what was that piece of art. But whilst I'm doing it, I am inside that creation. I am the sculptor. I'm the guy doing the sculpture.
Yes.
But when I come back with my human senses back to the piece of paper and I realize that I'm in this room, I lose the whole sense of what I was creating in that level. Also, I had this type of experiences. I mean, maybe it's different for everyone, but yes, I relate to what you were saying, that sometimes I'm in that state and sometimes it makes me come back. And yes, the sense of freedom, pleasure, the sense of changing something that feels so stuck at some point, like so dense in this reality, suddenly I'm completely out and even high, like I'm saying, like I'm even high. I very easily get very, very, very high.
I even do this code writing when I'm on the tube. So there are people sitting next to me, and I write all this
I can imagine the faces looking.
Yeah, and I know that it does something. It shifts their frequency as well.
It does. What I wanted to say is, Valmer, is that when you're in, because what's actually happening, that's what's happening with the thing. It's what you're writing. It's in the energetic field, so you're projecting that into the energetic field. So
Absolutely, yes.
So it's actually quantum. So what you're doing is quantum. So when you're going to places, spaces, that's what's happening to the planet. Is what we're drawing or what we're doing even with our hands. It's quantum. You're transferring light. You're transferring information. So that's what it is we're changing the fields.
Yes.
Because they're all wave bands. Like all these are wave bands. So we work with these waveforms, and we're bringing in the light. So we're transferring whatever that we feel needs to be transferred, because it's coming from the heart again, I suppose. And so it's in the field. So actually what happens when you're in the field, so whoever's, say if you get onto a train and there might be a certain, so maybe something might happen, maybe somebody got mugged or whatever. So there might be something that's there. So when you work with that, you're bringing in the light. So you could clear out stuff, or you might rearrange.
You dissolve lower frequencies.
Yeah, it's just all density. So you're helped to like what we're doing in a quantum levels, we're shifting the planet. That's what I feel.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So what you're writing, so even when you're writing, like even when you were describing your writing, you're doing it, like even when you're doing it in the field, because you're talking about it there, but you're doing this with your hand. What I feel is you're doing it in the field, because you're doing it in the field, because you're doing, that's what it is. You're working with it within the field.
Yeah. And when we do the things with the hands, we are doing in the field. The stuff. We are like painting in a like if we were doing it in a piece of paper, but we are doing it in the field. as well. Yeah.
And even onto that is like, it's like the old artists that were using, they were tuned into geometry. Like even if you look at that, you could see the old kind of, like even the whole wordings and the ancient ways, they were very kind of connected to the resonance of it. So they were able to project that back, like they were able to tap into it, work with it, and then project it, transform whatever is in the piece of paper, and then receive it back to whoever wants to and I feel it's just connection with the divine, like.
And sometimes I can see people who just by sensing them near to you can sense that they are being judgmental with the mind, but at the same time you are sensing that they are catching the information that you are drawing, that you are downloading.
It's interesting to see,
isn't it?
It's interesting to see as I write these codes for a few minutes on the tube, and to see people's just to see their reactions, because when you make these kind of out of ordinary hand movements, they are like, what is that kind of movement? Without even seeing necessarily what I'm writing, but just by the movement, it's like, they don't see this. Like, if it was normal writing, it would be more like, you could see.
Yeah.
But because of the movements, you shift them out of frequency.
Yes.
And you tune them into something new.
Yes. Very recently, I got that message. Yesterday, I got that message that often they put us in situations which are out of normality, so that we can break the shapes that we have already created over the years, so that we can allow the new things to come through and to be understood. Yes.
Exactly. You're being an example. So the thing is, when you're transferring that information, which is light, energetically, if they're sensitive, well, they're connected, they end up sensing it anyway. So they're seeing you doing something that's slightly different to this octave, or transferring into whatever, because it's a transference of information. And then they're what I feel is they're slowly waking up. They're waking up. They're waking up. And the positions, sometimes we are put in the foot. You'll put in certain positions, and it's to be like, we're just like an example, like. Like, I feel like I can't go controlling anything, but I just doing whatever I'm doing at a certain time, and that's what more can you do, like? But people pick up on it.
Absolutely, they do. Yeah,
they do. They see it. They feel it. They feel it. They see it.
They do.
Because something out of ordinary is happening.
Yeah,
and I like to do this with the body movements. I even do like dance movements in public. It started very slowly, like a few months ago, like 3 months ago. I would make just a shift with my feet like that, because I felt like it was just for me. It's like,
I totally get it, but the thing is, right? I think it's brilliant. There's one thing, because I kind of get it, because it's funny, because there's certain movements I do, and there's no way it's totally galactic. Like, I do a little bit of a kick, and it's kind of working off a totally different wave band. Even when I kick the heel, I do a certain pivot, and it's like, right, I did not learn this here. This is so cool. But on the other side as well, is like, you can either look like a total madman, or that's why I'm laughing, because I get it. But the thing on the other level is, you're expressing what you need to express, and it's amazing.
Yes.
Keep doing it, like us.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's I just it started with like small movements, because I just enjoyed them.
You're right too.
And I would see people, their eyes, so their attention would shift towards me just because of a movement, like, and they go, what? Like,
yeah. And
wow,
and
it does.
and even your switch, that's not earthly. That's like these noises we're making. They're not earth-based.
No, they're not from Earth. No.
No, they're not. That's the amazing thing. It's not Earth. This is coming. It's like because what's happening is we're playing around with time as well. So you're playing around with time. So you're totally bamboozling. They're like, what is actually going on here? Like, this doesn't fit into any box. What's going on?
Exactly. This doesn't fix in any box.
This is like what?
It's like,
This is like what's a fit?
I was
It's
very
amazing.
quickly.
It's amazing. That's brilliant.
I was
I love
very quickly. I was on a hike a few months ago, and there was one. We're like 30 people or something, and I was talking to this guy, and he asked me, "So where are you from?" And at that point, I was like, I've said where I'm from so many times. I just said to him, I'm not from around here. What I was referring to,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly. I'm not really from Earth, but I didn't actually say it like that. And then he said, oh, okay. Oh, I'm from Norway. And then we can... Nowadays, I can just say that I'm not from around here. It's just even if I told you the country that I'm from, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But the only thing though is you are here and you're bringing a message, and the message is important. So that's the thing, which I think is like you are here. You're you are here, and the message you're bringing very important, and that's what's happening. Is like we're carrying messages. It's an information package.
Absolutely,
we're bringing the messages, and you're just we're running whatever's running, and it's vast, it's crazy, it's vast, and that's what's happening. I don't think the planet is going through crazy stuff, but like what we're working with, man, it's and women, of course. Yeah, man, it's all good, man. It's all good.
And just the simple raw understanding of doing something out of the box is so powerful in terms of transforming humanity into the new that we are becoming. That's so powerful. And so, yeah, you are freeing actually people. You are freeing from the structures that has been there, so solid and so stagnant there.
I see it, especially with people's, when I observe people's attention, their eyes are kind of pulled in certain structural patterns, They look at other people like and
you work with geometry, man. You're basically open to the field. That's what's happening. Totally. So even your movement, it's all electromagnetism. So you're seeing the waves. Even when we're working with the spirit stuff. So whatever we're working with, or face changes and stuff. It's crazy. This is all geometry, man. It's all mathematics.
It is.
It's all mathematics, and
you don't really need drugs. You don't really need drugs. No. I mean, I'm not against any drugs or anything. Everybody do whatever you like to do. But if there is something that we prove with all the things that we are experiencing, is that all these effects that all drugs in the world have, we can create them by ourselves without consuming any substance. And that happens the more you let yourself be yourself, literally, just like.
Nowadays, when I'm taking the tube, instead of Instead of stepping like the normal way, I just glide my feet like.
Don't get surprised if one day you have someone next to you. What are you, Arturian?
I'm waiting for that moment. Actually, it hasn't happened.
That's gonna be awesome, isn't it? That will be awesome, really. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Anytime soon. It can from anyone. It can be a teenager, a child, or a grandpa or a grandma.
Yeah, they might recognize it
and say to you, I recognize that movement, and tell you something that it will also expand you also in another level by being recognized by another reflection of yourself. Yeah. Or maybe the grandma or the grandfather do the gliding thing also with yourself like a choreography.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore. It's beautiful that we talk about this. It's beautiful that we share this with the world, so that people also start finding themselves within that weird or weirdo emotions or states of being, that they don't block themselves, because we have that tendency to block those reactions, those natural reactions that come so much from within, just because the mind think, what the heck I'm doing? But the thing is, feels good. For some reason it feels good, and I feel like called to do that movement. No, it's like yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Yesterday I was playing flamenco, and with the flamenco the light languages started flowing, and suddenly I was doing a dance that wasn't flamenco anymore or anything related to the Spanish culture, and the same thing is expression manifesting. And when you finish, you say, "Oh my God, this was really like being in a spa for a week." Really, I came out from like light, no, like without any tension in the body.
Was it a dance? Was it a dance that you?
It was in the kitchen whilst I was cooking. Yeah, and I was thinking at the end. I was thinking, because it was a night time, and you don't see what neighbors are looking at you really from outside, but you know that neighbors can be looking at you, because I know that happened, and you feel it sometimes also, that there is some eyes observing or looking, no? But I don't pay attention to that anymore.
I don't care anymore.
I just go on. And then afterward is when I explode laughing, and the laughing also obviously release a lot of energy and raise you up.
I mean, you enter a higher frequency. Really.
Totally.
Yeah, you are. The interesting thing with you actually is that whereas you seem very grown. You're very grounded. You look like you perceive to me very grounded, but you're way out there, man. You're way out there, and you're rocking off a different wave, man. So you would be different, because it's all vibration, and the more you're working with vibration, you're basically on a different spectrum. Like,
the mind is gonna always, used to say often, this is gonna take you to madness, to more madness. But it's contrary. It's the contrary. It's totally the opposite. It's actually freeing you.
It's freeing you.
It's actually you are coming more to the essence of flow and divine, no? And that makes you really be the child that you want to always be, and that's why I don't really. If I don't know, half an hour laughing in the group, I'm not gonna really bother about what people will think when they watch the video. I haven't taken drugs or anything. It's just the beauty of being sharing with you guys such a high frequencies. And there is a point that the frequency is so high that connects with laughter, and laughter goes in expansion. And once I get in there, I cannot go out. It's like, ooh, and it goes up, and it grows and grows and grows. And it's not that I want to stop it neither, because I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, it's like what a lot of people experience when they use, for example, cannabis. They have laughter, so they love to smoke it because they get to that point of laughter. To me, is literally the same. But it's just created by the love that we share together, which is beautiful. To don't be addicted to something, and to don't have to consume anything really to reach those levels. No, it's so beautiful, really.
It's cosmic. Cosmic cannabis.
Totally.
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing.
Cosmic cannabis. And that's how the Arturian
cannabis.
Arturian cannabis. It's so cool, guys. So cool, guys.
Awesome.
So awesome. So much from the beginning. Really, even the stuff that we didn't manage to record from the very beginning was so much in alignment with every single experience that we have been having. Maybe some differences are there, but at the end of the day, we are all experiencing these magnificent changes, and it's so beautiful to be and to have the opportunity to share them, and also go even further and laugh and share the frequencies in such a high levels. So yes, guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much,
everybody.
everyone.
Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Next week I might run another group. If just let me know on Monday if you want to come, or if not, that's okay. I will do a video, something else. But I will announce it on Monday and find out if some of you want to come and join another week. To me, I'm happy to have another one next week before the year ends, and yeah, keep the frequency and the vibrations up, and keep doing whatever your body tells you to do and your heart tells you to do. Be free, be free, be free. All of you watching the video, be free, and follow this, my brothers and sisters' experiences. And yeah, follow that, because it's only good that you are doing to yourselves. Only good. Namaste.
Thanks a lot. Peace out, everybody. Have a lovely week.
Thanks, everyone.
Dua shata wata.
Kuasaya tana mayewata. Kuasaya suaka niya tua.
Osata yo noata.
Via tuaka.
Shoakata via noata. Oh, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, lovely.